Can you please read this out on air, because I'm looking for people's opinions and advice. I'm a man in my late 30s, married for 10 years with 2 young children. Recently, my wife met an ex-boyfriend on a night out and went back to his place and slept with him. She told me about it the following day. Now she wants us to have, as she put it, an open marriage. I'm expected to sleep on the sofa. I'm shocked. I knew her marriage wasn't perfect, but whose marriage is? I don't know what to do. I'm only considering what she wants because of the kids. If they weren't around, I'd be seeking a divorce right now. I can't eat or sleep. I know my wife is still seeing the other guy. She makes no attempt to hide it. She's also ignoring me and doesn't acknowledge me. She acts as I'm just invisible. Am I a fool for seriously considering what she wants? I'm thinking of my children. They are my priority. They need their father around. Some advice from you or your listeners would be very much appreciated. Now, I'm keeping the man's name out of the email. It's a genuine email. We did check it out. But that is an astonishing situation for anyone to be in. You know, you're in your late 30s. You're married for nearly 10 years. You've got 2 kids. And the wife's ex-boyfriend shows up and she's having a relationship. Obviously, you know, the marriage wasn't going that well. Well, what marriage is, I mean, not everybody is perfect. And he says he doesn't know what to do. I'm only considering what she wants because of the kids. If they weren't around, I'd be seeking a divorce right away. I can't eat or sleep. I know my wife is seeing this other guy, and she makes no attempt to hide it. She's also ignoring me and doesn't acknowledge me. She acts as if I am invisible. Am I a fool for seriously considering what she wants? I'm thinking of my children. They are my priority. They need their father around. And some advice from you, your listeners, would be very much appreciated. So we'll throw it out to you. If you can help us out here, please do. That is an awful situation for the guy to be in. But, you know, relationships, marriages, and they are complicated. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Let me go to James on line 1. James, this poor guy, it's a tough call. He's married for 10 years, which is a long time. He's got 2 kids. She's met the ex, and this is the bit I think that shocked everybody. She wants an open marriage. Is there such a thing as an open marriage?
Listen, you said you said he's in his late 30s, right? I'm in my mid 30s, right? Same things, right? 10-year marriage or 10-year relationship, whatever. So his late 20s, right? So they're probably the first time lovers, first three, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's probably getting bored, right? And after, you know, when you get the honeymoon period, you always young couples have kids at an early age, right? But that's no excuse. He's getting on saying that, you know, he's in his late 30s and she's using an excuse. Now, there's loads of situations. There's different. You can go in different dimensions here and work different things out, right? If that was me, and see this kids thing, like, and he's trying to say that he's looking for advice because the kids are involved. Like, fair enough. But switch that round. If that was a man and a woman found out, they'd be straight to court and then, as usual, the women get custody of the kids, and it's always when you meet these single parents, it's always the father that gets the butt end of the story. But now it's the woman, and she has the audacity to turn around and say that she says an open relationship, and then she turns around and says take her or leave it. Like,
more or less, yeah.
If that was me and my 2 kids, I'd actually be dragging her arse to the court, and I'd say she's actually, I don't know the word for it, but she's infidelity or whatever it is. Like, you know, I'd actually drag her to court, and she's openly admitting saying take it or leave it.
He said he's hanging in for the kids only. He said the kids are his priority.
And do you not think his brain is absolutely melted? The kids are going out, and then that little bitch, she's walking out, going into a car, God knows wherever she's going, and she says, I'm going to the petrol station to fill up the car to bring the kids to school tomorrow. He's going to be thinking she's going off out there because she's openly admitting it. Like normal Dublin people or Irish people, when we're looking at Discovery Channel, at these serial killers and these murders that go on, women with passion kills, kinds of passion, all. This is where this shit comes from. How do we not know that chap takes, like, he goes, oh my God, that's not it, I'm going to follow her, and he catches 2 of them in bed, and that's another story, like, you know what I mean? That's going to lead to something different, because there's only so much as a man can take. I don't know about you, but if I thought my woman was going out and she told me she was having an affair, take her or leave it, or want an open relationship, I'd open her head.
I'm just wondering, is there any such thing as an open relationship?
No, is not. The truth is, if we ever found out, look, it's obviously like, if he found out, because it's usually the fella that never finds out about it. But how long do you think this vicious circle of all her little bitchy friends, because I can guarantee she's telling her best mates this, and she told everybody else, and that asshole who was actually doing the dirt on him, he probably knows that fella, or he probably knows everybody. He's telling all his friends, so everybody knows bar the fella. And then when she came to it, she told him, so now everybody knows, and he looks like a chump, and he's looking for advice what to do. Do you know what? I'd actually take that tramp to court, and I'd tell her, do you know what I mean? Like, why can't women get away with it? You know what I mean? And the fellas can't. Like, you know, if a man cheats on a woman and there's kids involved, then the kids are taken away from him. He used to do everything else. And, you know, typical fella. But now it's acceptable for a woman to turn around and tell him that this is what's going on, and he has to accept it. That's why he rang in, or he sent you the email. He's looking for advice.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
He is looking for advice. I mean, I'm just wondering how women feel about this. I mean...
Most of the women that actually, the intelligent women that ring in, that actually have stable relationships and a kids involved, they'll probably turn around and say, I'd never do that. I'd never mind do that. I'd never turn around and tell the husband or the father or whatever of the kids that they're actually doing it, and then they're going out on the weekend, and he knows where they're going. She could come back and he murders the whole family, and fuck you, good luck.
Okay,
you know
hold on a sec.
Danger.
James, hold on a sec. I'm just wondering, is there such thing as an open relationship? Any advice for this guy? Because, to be fair, he gave us the email. He wants listeners to help him out here because, as you were saying, Jade, his head is melted. Because if your wife does that after 10 years, you've got 2 kids, and the wife meets the ex-boyfriend on a night out, they sleep together, and she says, look, it's not a great marriage. I want an open marriage. Does that work? Tracy knows somebody. Do you know somebody has an open relationship, Tracy?
Yeah, and they're married 15 years.
You're kidding me?
Yeah, and they 5 kids.
And they have...
There's 5 kids, and the youngest, I think, is only 2 now at this stage. And she's out bringing fellas home when he's there, and she goes to her room, and then he does the exact same. And it's an open relationship, and I think it's disgusting. And
they're seeing other people?
Yeah, bringing people home various weekends and all. And, it doesn't go down well with each other because, they row all the time about it.
A lot of people are texting in now saying, if it's the fella in the relationship, he hasn't a snowball's chance in hell.
No, it works both ways. No, I'm not going to tell you who they are because...
Oh, no, don't. No.
They're very close to me, you know what I mean? But as I was saying, when I started doing out the wedding invitations today, and I just don't know whether to send them one or not.
And how long are they in an open relationship, by the way?
About 3 years.
Jesus, hold on. Kev, hello, Kev. How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
What do you say? Any advice for this guy?
Okay, first of all, his wife is horrible. He must feel like absolute crap, because I know that I would be totally heartbroken if my wife was cheating on me like that and telling me to my face. I mean, this guy, I'm surprised he does not feel suicidal. This woman is an absolute scumbag.
He's pretty close to it. He said, am I a fool for seriously considering what she wants? I'm thinking of the kids. They are my priority. They need their father around. And some advice from you and the listeners. I mean, it is a weird situation to have yourself in.
I wouldn't go down that road now, honestly. He's not hope.
He's not a fool, okay? He's just too caring for his kids, and he's too nice a guy, okay? But seriously, he needs to get a lot of evidence against her that will show up in court, because she sounds like a very horrible person who will do something really sneaky. If he tried to divorce her, I bet she would say in court, oh, he's always drinking, he's shouting at me, he's hitting me, he's doing this to the kids. You know what I mean? He needs to actually have proper evidence and prove it to the court so he can, because his kids are going to grow up crazy if they're seeing their mom with another guy when their dad's at home.
Okay, hold on just a sec. James, what advice would you give to him?
The actual chap that sent the email,
yeah.
Look, it's kind of like, it's, you throw one up, you catch one, you drop the other. The chap, if he is listening, look, he's caught between a rock and a hard place because he has kids involved. Now, maybe, I don't know his circumstance. I don't know what he looks like. Maybe she's gorgeous looking, and he doesn't want to. He wants to just, he can't do without her, or whatever psychotic his brain is, like, But his wife is hopefully cheating to him, and eventually, even if there's not kids there, and your girlfriend's cheating, eventually when she's cheating, the shit's gonna hit the fan anyway. So you're gonna break up anyway. It happened to me. So you're gonna break up anyway. So cut the nonsense. Get rid of her. At least if I was him and I knew she was, if it was me, I'd cut her out here straight away.
Listen, bottom line, would you just open the door tomorrow and say, out, good luck, get out?
I'd out the door straight away, because I couldn't put up with that nonsense. Any normal person wouldn't put up with that nonsense. Get her out of it and then deal with the legal issues with the kids and custody and whatever. Because if it's a man that cheated on the woman, she gets the kids, and that's where the problem with the legal system in this country is. It's always the women that are in favour, but now it's turned around on the women, and she's found out, and she's openly mocking him, and she's going around with all her friends, and she's cheating on all over him, and he's trying to save. There's nothing to save. It's over. The relationship is over. As soon as she told him she was cheating on him, it's over.
Okay, hold on a sec. A lot of women calling us in now. We'll take that. 6797 FM104. Any advice for this guy? Really appreciate it. Kev, I'll come back to you in a second. Let me go to Barry as well. Hello, Barry. How are you? You've a good point here.
Good evening, Barry. Good evening, Chris. It's nice to see you back.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
First of all, I wanted to say that, I'd make the point that gentleman certainly is, as James said, between a rock and a hard place. But my advice to him would be to leave immediately and move out, but stay very close to the children. Secondly, if he goes to court, the judge does not care, because I've been on the other side of this equation. Mm-hmm. And the judge only cares about the welfare of the child and the financial settlement. So the judge doesn't care about he did this or she did that. It doesn't matter.
So whatever arguments they had, it's irrelevant to them.
It's completely irrelevant, Chris. So, and the third point I would make is, why did she feel that she had to do this to go someplace else for comfort? But if I was the man and I was actually, sleeping on the couch, and she said, we're having an open relationship, but don't come near me, I have to say I would leave.
That is a good point, James. And a lot of people are saying that to us. There's no smoke without fire. She wasn't going off with somebody else for no reason.
Well, is that me?
Yeah.
However, hey, hold on a minute, right? If he's with her since, say, his 20s, right? And, we've all been having sex since the 20s. Now, he must have been good in bed. Now, don't give me this angle where then she's getting boredom because of sex life. I'm not talking about a couple that's married for 50 years and it's boredom, and then later on the women have this midlife crisis and they start cheating on people. You hear about it all the time. She's been with him, what I mean? So what ex did she meet that before she met her fella now, that they had to rekindle the marriage? Because you don't have sex when you're 12 or 13, you know what I mean? So what's he talking about? Seriously?
Here, okay?
Yeah.
If sleeping on your couch in your own house and being
I wouldn't put up with it. I wouldn't. I'd actually warn the house.
Can you seriously throw a woman out of a house? You can't do that.
No,
she'd be going straight up to the garden.
She is robbing that man of his dignity. She is cheating on him. She's making him sleep on a couch. She's ignoring him in his own house after he's been so good to her. He married her. He's, helped raise the kids. And here she is throwing all that back in his face for no good reason. Something as shallow as, oh, yeah, well, this guy is great and, he's good in bed. That's what it boils down to. Okay?
Exactly. Chris, can I just tell you something, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen to me, right? Most of the women, and I'll say about your man because he's losing his dignity, right? But I'll tell you something, right? There's more than 3/4 of women listening here that, these people out there, these girls that give proper women a bad reputation and they're tramps and sluts, yeah? That just give it out all over the place. This just drives me. I probably want you.
Hold on, what do you mean tramps and sluts? You can't say that.
No, listen, any woman, right, that's in a relationship with kids, right? Now, I don't have any kids. I don't care who gets on and say, you've no kids, you've no say, right? I have a brain, right? If there's women out there that have kids, they wouldn't even, I know most women wouldn't even dream of doing that to jeopardise the relationship and the stability of a relationship with mum and dad and coming up in schools, because they mess up the kids' heads, right? Now, I can tell you something, like, there's loads of women out there that think that girl on the other end of the stick is only a tramp and she's a slut, and she's actually telling her husband or her fella that she's going out.
I doubt it. Hold on. I doubt if okay, they know the relationship's been a mess, but that doesn't mean she's a tramp and a slut. You can't go around calling people names.
Of course, yeah. That's what other word you want to call it? They use a lot of etiquette. What other way do you want to put it?
So you think most women? Are you saying that most women would take her side? Because I have to say, there are text messages coming in saying she didn't do it for nothing.
Oh, well, that goes back to me point, like, you know.
But a lot of them are saying it now.
Yeah, but you know what? Jesus Christ. Do you know what? Like, it's not like he's like 50 or 60 that the thing doesn't work anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Obviously, we don't know if he every Valentine's Day comes up with roses, if the passion's gone and she's bored all of a sudden and she had to look elsewhere. Maybe she's money motivated. Maybe there's financial problems, a recession and all, and she's going on to some other little pervert that she's bouncing on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, men aren't the only predators out there. Women are predators too. How do we know if they're having financial problems? We don't know. We only get your email. You never told us the whole thing that happened. But I tell you one thing, she got fed up, and then all of a sudden she's throwing it back in your man's face.
Some people are saying to us now, God, James has a lot of issues with women. A lot of people reacting to Kevin, but for Kev said, what was it? The woman is a scumbag. That didn't go down too well. Kelly, hello Kelly, you're live in FM104. How you doing?
Hey Chris, how are you? In relation to Kevin, I'm telling you, to an extent I understand what he's saying and I agree with him, but I'm telling you, he has some anger issues. Turn around saying if he found out that was his missus, he'd split her head open. Like, at the end of the day, at least now I'm not defending her, but at least she is giving him an option rather than going for several months behind his back like a lot of people do, and leaving him to think that he's a psycho. Do you know what I mean? And what he thinks is going on. At least she's being out straight and open and giving him an option, as in if he wants to carry on or not. And
so what you're saying is, okay, it ain't nice, but I'm doing it openly.
Yeah, and do you want to agree or not? Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, in my past, I lived with an ex-partner for over a year, thinking that something was going on, and it ended up that it was, but I was made, like, I was a psycho, I was mad, I was paranoid, I was this. Like, at least she's given him out straight the option to say, this is what's going on, and if you don't like it, to leave. I don't agree with what she's doing, but at least she's being out straight.
Okay, I want to put that to James and Kevin in a second. I also want to go to Donna, is on the phone. Donna, how are you? Good to talk to you.
Hi.
Go ahead.
He obviously has an issue. He doesn't even know the girl. He doesn't know the man, so I don't know why he has such a strong opinion and saying that if his girlfriend done this and he was in her man's shoes, that he'd smash her open and all. I don't understand the violence. The man can leave if he wants to. He's not being made to stay there. It's his choice to stay.
What would you say to that, James?
Well, I think that, listen, by the vocabulary and the sense of saying, I said something earlier on about it'd be open. I said I'd open her head. That was just a figure of speech. I didn't actually physically mean I'm actually going to hurt my partner or wife or whatever. But instead, I should have said I'd open the gate and kick her out there. Would that make people better? Yeah. Would that make all the women out there now feel better?
What do you mean? I just don't understand your approach to the situation. Like, the man is saying that he wants to stay because of his kids. She's not saying you're going to stay under this house and sleep, and we're going to live like this, and I'm going to do the dirt on you, and that's the way it's going to be. He has a choice.
But how do you know? How do we know? We see everybody that rings in tonight. Everybody that rings in tonight don't actually know the details, right? Who knows? Who knows what names are put on the deeds of the house? What's going to happen to the children? We don't know, right? We don't know what. We're just putting our opinions. But what I'm trying to say to you, how stupid should he be for his wife or his partner to come home and she says to him that I don't know how he found out that she's having sex with him. She must have said, when he came up with it, I am having an affair, take her or leave it, and he's sitting on the couch. Do you know what I mean?
Can I read one thing to you? I'm just astonished at one text that just came in here, and they're going on about cheating, etc., and the husband is willing to stay for the kids. That's his choice. I'm sure if the wife is cheating, she'd be delighted if he moved out.
Yeah, that's what I said, exactly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Why should he move out?
Exactly.
Why should he move out?
Well, exactly, Chris.
She's the one.
Well, he's the one that's saying that he's staying there for the kids' sake.
Well, hold on a second. She's the one that broke the relationship. She's the one that misbehaved, and now he has to leave.
No,
How many times does the guy have to be a victim here?
No, but he's saying that he's staying there.
Yeah.
He's saying that.
Yeah, but why are so many women calling us in, texting in now and saying, I'm sure if his wife is cheating, she'd be delighted if he moved out? That doesn't seem very fair.
But in his email, he's saying that he's staying for the kids.
Yeah,
otherwise he'd leave. So he's saying he'd leave if it wasn't for the kids.
Yeah.
So he's saying that.
If it was his house, I don't know. We did contact him.
We don't know.
We did ask him to come on, but obviously you can understand how people feel. If it was his house, why the hell should he leave?
Can I say this, Chris?
Yeah.
If your man is listening here tonight, I don't care what people say. It's not your fault, man, because, if someone does the dirt on you like that, it says a lot more about them than it does about you. Seriously. So
It does. Also, interesting development. We'll do that in a second. He is listening, by the way. He is listening. But there's one bit. Can anybody help me out here? If you, Kevin, help me out here. If someone cheats on you, you've had a relationship in a home for maybe 10 years, you have a house, and you know all the responsibilities that come with it, and then you're the guy, and then you're told to leave. I just don't get that.
I personally wouldn't leave. I think it's a real slap in the face to say take it or leave it, with the option of take it, like have an open relationship. I would not be able to live with that. That would take away my dignity, and I would not let someone take away my dignity like that. So, I would probably leave. I would probably leave after that. I know it sounds like a stupid thing to do, but I would leave just out of pure just getting out of there. After something like that, I would not be able to take it.
James, you're saying, you wouldn't leave. You'd probably throw her out.
How would you leave? Like, seriously, she's putting you on the couch in your own place, about 50-50, you're on the couch. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm amazed at the amount of women that are kind of not, that the women, the girls that are ringing in now tonight are kind of beating around the bush. But I'm amazed that there's not people ringing in saying that, like, seriously, it's her fault and your man's an asshole. That he should be doing more. He should be more aggressive in this relationship. Like, what mentally fit man should take this off a woman? If the shoe was on the other foot, he'd be dragged to court in a second, and his right to be out the door in a second. And that's where it comes from, because the women think they can get away with what they want, and I'm sick of it. Like, I'm absolutely sick of it. I'm sick of women cheating. They think they can do what they want as single men, and then, for all we know, right, your man, that chap who's in this relationship for the last 10 years, he thinks everything is great. He has a perfect family, 2 kids, marriage, and he has a house and everything, and all of a sudden he finds out through whatever social network that his wife is cheating, and he's told to sleep on the chair.
Yep.
That's disgusting. And you won't.
But Kelly did say, and it is a point. You don't like it, Kelly. You were saying at least she was open about it. She was up front. She wasn't doing it behind his back.
Well, she should be running for president now. All of a sudden, that she's openly admitting it. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, here's the situation, right? Say I give out to my girlfriend, right, and men shouldn't hit women, yeah? And she slaps me, and all of a sudden I give out to her the next day, and I slap her, she slaps me again. And then the next argument we have, she slaps me, and I have to slap her back. Then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. You know what I mean? Women, you can't figure them out. They're crazy people.
Oh, sorry, Kelly, you were saying, can you hear me? I know the line's a bit dodgy. You were saying that at least he had the decency to do it. She had the decency to do it up front.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Is that me, Chris?
No, Kelly, sorry, it's the 10-second delay. Stay with us if you can. I'll come back to Kelly in a second. 6797 FM104 is the number. If you just tuned our way, we've been talking about an email we got, and now we've an update on the situation. He's just given us a phone call. And he said, He obviously wants help. He said he's a man in his late 30s, married for 10 years, 2 young children. Recently, my wife and her ex-boyfriend, they met on a night out, went back to his place and slept. Okay, this is with her ex. She told me about it the following day. Now she wants us to have an open marriage. I'm expected to sleep on the sofa. I'm shocked. I knew our marriage wasn't perfect, but then whose marriage is? I don't know what to do. I'm only considering what she wants because of the kids. If they weren't around, I'd be seeking a divorce right now. I can't eat or sleep. I know my wife is still seeing the other guy. She makes no attempt at all to hide it. She is also ignoring me and doesn't acknowledge me. She acts as if I'm invisible. Am I a fool for seriously considering what she wants? I'm thinking of the children. They are my priority. They need a father around. And some advice from you and your listeners. We're getting a lot of advice, but let me go to Sean. We'll go to Sean. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Hello. How are you doing?
Not too bad, Sean. Same thing happened to you, you're saying?
I was put in the same situation a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
My ex was doing the same thing. She wanted an open marriage and she got it. And there were times where myself and the children were left in the house on our own. On one occasion, it happened on the child's birthday, where she went off to meet a guy in a hotel. I tell you what that guy needs to do is, first of all, get a diary started. Keep a diary of what's going on. Second of all, you know, if it gets to a point where he can't cope anymore with it, wait till she goes out and then change the locks. Contact the cops. Explain to the Gardaí what's going on, because what she is doing is not just mentally and emotionally destroying him. It will eventually mentally and emotionally destroy the children.
Because kids do, I mean, I know everyone tries to keep it from the kids. Kids aren't stupid.
You can't. Children see things, they pick things up. They might not always tell you, but children are perceptive. And what he needs to do is, you know, he needs to put his children first. And what's in the best interest of his children is not to have an influence like that around. Let me tell you something, okay? Marriage is a legal and lawful contract. It's the amalgamation of two legal entities into one partnership. When someone is breaching that contract, there's serious problems. If there's kids involved, it's even worse, because it will cause serious damage to the children. It caused serious damage to my children, and when she was caught, she basically tried to turn it on me, told a lot of nasty stories to her own family, to my family, and almost destroyed me. It drove me to the point where I was almost suicidal because I couldn't cope with it anymore. So I got in touch with a couple of people who got me in touch with a few other people who helped me, gave me advice to deal with this. I am now at the moment going through mediation and divorce. I have since met someone else. I am now with a new partner who wouldn't do something like that. If she's doing something like this, it's because she's no longer happy with her current partner. She basically wants to go and get what she wants somewhere else, but she still wants to have him there as a pillow to basically fall back on. And the other chap that was on there earlier on that said if this was a man who'd done this to the woman, she would drag him feet first through the court. He is absolutely right.
There was one reaction which I was just astonished at. Maybe you can help us out here. A lot of people were texting in and saying, well, she can... I'm sure, quote, the wife will be delighted if he's that upset. He can move out. Why should he move out?
Why should he move out? Exactly.
I just don't understand that.
He needs to protect his children. Sorry, can I just put you on hold for a moment?
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll go to somebody else on this as well. Michael is on the phone as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. I'm going to bring Crossy in. We've been talking to this guy, email. He gave us another email. We'll have an update on that in a second. It may shock you, the update, but however. Michael, hello, how are you?
Hello.
Why is he sleeping on the couch, you're asking?
I know, you just made a point there, you were astonished about that.
Yeah.
I'm astonished, why is he the one sleeping on the couch? Why isn't she sleeping on the couch?
Good point. Maybe.
She's the one that did the wrong. She's the one that did the wrong. Why is he sleeping on the couch in his own house?
Well, not alone did she do the wrong. Obviously, the relationship isn't working too well.
You should be sleeping in the shed out the back garden with a new boyfriend. You shouldn't even let him into the house.
Okay, let me give...
He should not be sleeping on the couch. He should not be sleeping on the couch in his own house.
Let me give you the update on this, which is just astonishing. He's just giving us we got an email, obviously, for obvious reasons. He doesn't want to go on air. He says he thinks he's going to stay with her in case she kicks him out and he loses the kids and his home.
In case she kicks him out of his own home, he loses his children.
Yeah.
That's because she's delusional. You know, she thinks that because she's a woman with children that she's all the rights. She doesn't.
A lot of men feel when it goes to court, the mother's going to win. That's the bottom line.
Well, in a lot of
not
cases,
all the cases.
But as one of your last callers said, quite rightly, he should make a log of all the evidence against her. End of story.
Let me go to Steve-O. Hello, Steve-O. How are you?
How's it going, Chris? You well, pal?
Not too bad, not too bad. What should she do? He do. This is a tough one for him.
No, I'm not old enough to be in a married relationship. I'm 20 years of age, but if that was my mother and father, or family that that's more. She's gone.
Steve-O, hang on a sec. We just let you drive for another 30 seconds there because the phone line keeps breaking up. I'll come back. I'll leave the line on for you. Hold on a sec. Just give us a shout when we have that line clear. Lisa, he should go nowhere, you're saying?
No, he shouldn't, Chris. Open marriage. The only thing he needs to open is the door and put her out the door.
Should he throw her out? I mean, bottom line. I mean, it's pretty rough what he's going through. Should he just throw her out the door?
I wouldn't call him a fool. I mean, I feel sorry for him, and he has, at least he's trying to look out for his kids. But at the end of the day, out the door. I mean, you can't, do you know what I mean? You just can't. And you can't use using kids as, sticking plasters like that to hold a marriage together that's obviously broken, or she wouldn't have went anywhere in the first place. It doesn't work.
Okay, we got Steve-O back. Steve-O, what do you think of her?
From a mother's point of view, she ain't the mother. That's horrible. She's going to put her kids through so much pain and hassle. She's going to be down behind the closed doors, hiding it from the kids. And I think she's only hiding it from her mum and dad's point of view as well. I think he should slam her door out.
Would your gut reaction, if it was you, say you're in a relationship, someone did that on you and openly sort of said to you, well, you can leave the house, even though you did nothing, you can leave the house, off you go?
Exactly. He has nothing to blame. He has nothing to worry about. It's her that's after going and ruining it. He hasn't done much, from the email anyway, from what he's saying. But I think it's absolutely horrible what she's doing. She's a slut. That's all she is. She's sleeping around with her ex-boyfriend. She go back to her own different relationship. Them kids have left. She's done it. It's horrible.
Hang on a second, I just asking James. James, would you feel as strongly as Steve-O?
Of course I would. I wouldn't put up any. I swear to God, Chris, I probably won't even sleep tonight. I'll be tossing and turning because I'm sick of this. Right, if this shoe was on the other foot, the women be ringing up. I can't understand how the women can't defend this fella, because there's loads of women out there that don't cheat on their man, and then this woman openly admits to cheating on her. You know what I mean? I actually, if your man's listening tonight, you know what? It's not the end of the world. You know, she's cheating on him. It's not the end of the world. I can guarantee there's loads of single parents out there, men I'm talking about, that are going out, and when they're going on single dates and they meet up with people and they say they have kids, normal women brush that off the side, and there's loads of people out there. I know loads of them. So if your man's listening tonight, keep your head up, buddy, because it's not the end of the world, because that tramp you were with is only a bad representation of women, because not all women cheat out there. And keep your head up, buddy, because if you're out there listening, it's not the end of the world. Don't be
Listen, lads, I've got to say to you, there's loads of complaints coming in that you're calling her a tramp and a slut and etc.
She is a tramp.
That was me. I called her them words, and I'll stand by it, and I did call her them words.
Is it just us, Chris?
No, it's not just you. Lisa, what did you say, Lisa?
Yeah, she is a tramp.
I call her a gee-bag as well. I hate
that. The whole makes me ashamed to be a woman. Do you know what I mean? Women like that give all women a bad name. She is a tramp. She's no regard for her kids, and he should have them kids, not her.
That other bloke's going to have the effect of maybe going down and getting into a relationship thinking, is she going to cheat now? And he's always going to have that thought in the back of his head, that paranoia as well. Is he going to keep an eye on her phone and stuff? It's going to ruin his life.
I mean, the bottom line is, if you're in a marriage, you can't really throw them out. Legally, you can't.
No, you can't legally throw them out, but it's always usually when it goes to court. When it goes to court, Chris, it's usually in the woman's favour. But this woman is openly telling him, I'd love to have her on record and go to a judge and say, listen to what she's saying to me. It's usually the men that get the back end of shit here that happens. And it's usually the single parents. And it's always, no matter who you're talking to, it's always the women who get the kids. But she's openly mocking him like it's some sort of a carnival tree. And she's telling him that she's going to have sex with whoever she wants, whether you like it or not, and your man is tormented. But I'm just trying to say, if your man's listening, keep your head up, buddy. There's plenty more fish in the sea, because that's not, you can do a lot better than that pig that he's with.
I'm just, actually, Lisa, if that, God forbid, that was a female friend of yours who was behaving like that, what God's name would you say to her?
I wouldn't have wanted to do anything like that, Chris. At the end of the day, right, if that was a woman, okay, the man would be fucked out the door straight away, and there'd be no question about it. You're saying you can't legally throw them out. Enough women do it. Do you know what I mean?
I think
why shouldn't we do it? Men get very short shrift in this country. In the courts, there's no support for men. There's very little, and it's very, very rare you'll hear a man being done right in the courts. Women automatically, this bullshit that kids are better off with the mother. Not with a mother like that. That's not a mother.
What about, somebody said earlier on that, but at least she didn't go behind his back, she did it openly. Does that mean anything to you?
Medal?
Say again?
What, does she want a medal because she done it openly?
Well, that's what some of the people were saying to us, although that doesn't really help, the very fact. Another woman called in to say she's a home wrecker.
She is, but the fact that she's doing it openly shows how very little respect she actually has for him. You know, she doesn't care.
Or herself, for that matter. You see, the bit in the middle here is the kids. She doesn't seem to be showing a lot of care for the kids.
The children.
Them kids should be with him. You see, this is where, if this was a woman into court, he'd be fucked out, told her to give her money every week, end of story, and then she'd use them as little pawns in her game. She doesn't get the money, he wouldn't see the kids. It's a whole different ball game.
So she's going to.
A woman.
So is he right to stick in the house and stay where he is?
Stay there.
He doesn't have a choice.
The kids be upended. Fuck her out. He has every right to throw her out. Yeah, she broke the contract, not him.
But unfortunately, he can't really kick them out. Hold on a sec, lads.
Women throw men out, Chris. There's men throw
I know.
But women do it.
Yeah, but men don't always fight it in court. That's the problem. Barbara, hello, Barbara. How are you?
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Go ahead, Barbara.
Chris, like, from a woman's point of view, I'm a firm believer in defending women, but I actually think that man needs to grow a set of balls and kick her out. Yeah. Like, he should stand his ground. Like, he's saying his kids are his priority. If they are, he stands his ground, stays in that house and looks after them. And tell her.
You know what? Sorry, I'm really sorry to interrupt, Chris. Right?
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from, Barbara, but saying that man needs to grow a set of balls. Why is his balls here?
Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead. Yeah.
Why is it about his balls here? Why does he need to grow a set of balls? He didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly, but he's been too nice by giving her the choice of having an open relationship. Like,
it's not that he's being too nice. It's not that he's trying to look out for his kid. Do you know what I mean? Saying he needs to grow a set of balls is an insult to him. He done fuck all wrong there. She did. She's a tramp. The only thing he needs to grow, right, is his own confidence and realise that he doesn't need a slut for a wife. Do you know what I mean?
100% true. I agree with you. Yeah, he does need his confidence, but he needs someone to push him and tell him, like, he's the man of that house and get rid of her. She's no good for him to want an open relationship, and for him even to think of it, he must be very low in himself.
Obviously, from what people were saying earlier on, I think even James agreed. His head, to put it, James, you were saying, the guy's head is melted at this moment in time. You can't think straight. If your whole world comes crashing down on you and you realise the wife is doing what? I have to sleep on the couch? What am I going to do with the kids, the house and everything else? Everything is going through your mind. Yes, he needs to get legal help really quickly, but that's going to cost him a fortune.
Listen, this is what I'm confused about. The women are kind of, it's like a conundrum. I don't know what's going on here, really. I can't figure out now, right? Because some of them are saying yeah and no, but I don't hear any aggressive women saying on that she's right. Like, the topic. I know she's not right. That's what I'm talking about. She's not right. If this shoes on the other foot. The women to be ringing in their telephones and their texts to be all putting the men down, but because the man is the victim here in this, and this bitch thinks he's
there's some women that are agreeing with you, saying the man is the victim. It's
but there's not enough. See, this is where the balance is. There's not enough women agreeing with me. Do you get me? There's not enough women agreeing with me. I don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? How dare you turn around and tell this chap that I'm having an affair, and whether you like it or not. I don't know the circumstances, but I'll tell you one thing.
Graceful.
It's disgusting, and they're using like a chess game the kids as a pawn. Like, you know what I mean? That's disgusting. I wouldn't have I swear to God, it wouldn't be me. If I found out my girlfriend,
you'd be right.
If I found out a girlfriend kissed another fella, that's the end of the relationship. That's how strict I am on cheating. And if they're using the kids as a pawn, like a chess game or something, and women, they're so vindictive, they're so they can manipulate.
But hold on a second. I have to hold on, John. James, I want to read this to you. Hold on a second. I want to read this. That just came in now. The bloke should be given an award for sticking around with the kids, for the kids' sake. Most blokes would do a runner and not stand up for themselves.
Yeah, but here, you
blaming men again, see?
No, but here, listen, you didn't act, that's only a text message, like a sentence or two, or limerick, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you don't know whatever this asshole texts you, right? Now, I don't mean if you have sex with someone, you have a child, then you don't stay around, and then the relationship go after a year or two, you're gone. This chap was in nearly a 10-year relationship, and he's married and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. That's different. That pick who sent you that message.
Sorry, John, your point is that not enough women are giving out about the girl. I'm telling you, 90% of women would agree with that man.
No, they wouldn't, Barbara. No, they wouldn't.
Why? Tell me why, Lisa. Tell me why, Lisa. Tell me why, Lisa.
Because I'll tell you why, Chris, to be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
Women, by their very nature, are the more conniving. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Women are underhanded, right? And they gather like fucking, they're like flocks. Men are very isolated when something's wrong. They don't like to talk about problems. They don't like to talk about anything that's wrong. Women sit and they talk, they're like little hens on a hot griddle, and they natter away to each other, and do you know what I mean? So they've someone to talk, and they get the backup then of their friends. Do you know what I mean?
How many, this is what the chap is talking about. How many, you're talking about all the girls now about it. How many you think of that fella's girlfriends, friends knew about everything that's going on behind his back? So you're just as guilty as everybody. Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to defend the fella. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody knew.
Friends, they wouldn't hide it behind his back.
Well, they're not friends. If the chap is listening tonight, you know what? I think it's not the end of the world. The legal system is going to actually either give joint custody or whatever, and do you know what? He's not going to lose out on the kids because
absolutely not. No, I agree with you, because now it's not all the woman. The courts are very fair now.
The courts are not fair in this country. Let me tell you now, the courts are far from fair in this country. They're very biased in this country. Men having a fucking leg to stand on. I know that many women with kids that I wouldn't give my dog to, and they're automatically given just because they're the mother. It's disgusting. There's no help for men in this country.
Myself, and personally, I've been through the court system myself, and in fairness, the judge was fair to my ex-husband. And, that's the way I wanted it anyway, but he was fair. He didn't just listen to me, he listened to both.
Probably because you agreed with it, but I tell you now, if you'd have put your foot down and said, no, I don't want this, that and the other, the amount of men in this country, they don't even get to see their kids.
And we have, and of course we have, the weekend dads and the McDonald dads. See them once a week. One thing, and there's a lot of that coming in now. Guys from every age group calling us in. Got to tell you. One thing I got to pick you up on there, Lisa. You were saying that women can be conniving and two-faced.
Yeah.
Just elaborate on that, because there are a lot of women screaming now at you. But go on.
Women, I don't care. That wouldn't bother me, Chris. Women are by nature very, very deceiving. They're very bitchy, they're underhanded, and most women who are in a situation where they're separating use their kids. I personally know of women, if the man doesn't hand over the money, You're not seeing the kids this weekend. That is bullshit. You know, if they had their kids' best interest at heart, why would they let money come into the equation? Do you know what I mean?
So
just because you can't hand over money.
So are you saying that some women, I'm not saying all, some women in these situations, when the relationship's over, will see the man as like an ATM?
Absolutely. A human ATM, and they do. And I know of women that do it, and it makes my blood boil.
Do you ever say anything to them? Do you ever say anything to them, Lisa?
Chris, till I'm blue in the face. And I tell you exactly what their answer is. Fuck them.
Well, my situation now, I have a 17-year-old boy, and I've only got maintenance in the last 3 years, and I don't get it every week. But I still encourage my son to see his dad and blah, blah, blah. You know, I would never do that because I know when he grows up, he's going to think for himself anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, most women are conniving, not all, and you're obviously one of the decent ones.
Okay.
Well, I'd say you know of a woman, Barbara, do you, in that situation where she doesn't get the money?
Oh, well, I've been there myself, yeah. But there's no point to me stopping him seeing his son or anything like that, because the only one it would affect would be his son.
And have you ever stopped him seeing his son over him not paying the money?
Never. Not once.
No.
Never.
But you would know of women who have done it.
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah.
And a lot of women do it, and it's fucking disgusting. Get away with it.
Hold on a sec, Barbara and Lisa. Lisa, I want to hear. Sean was on to us earlier. Sean, you heard a lot of toing and froing here, and Lisa is really, and there are a lot of people now agreeing with her, saying men really get a bad deal here.
In a lot of cases, they do. Yes, unfortunately. You know, there's a fortune being made at the moment by men fighting for the right to have access to their children. But this is not about the man having access to his child. It's about the child having access to their parent. It's about the child's rights, not about the parent's rights. And that's where most people make the mistake. You know, this should be about the children, and it's always about the children. And like the situation with this other man and what he's going through, he has the right to put her out of the house, because what she is doing is a potential source of very bad harm to those children. As they get older, they're going to see a lot of fighting going on. They're going to see that mammy treats daddy like he doesn't exist, and it's going to affect them. As I said earlier, the man should keep a log of what's going on. And when he's decided he's had enough of it, when she goes out, change the locks. Simple as that. Change the locks. You know, get onto the Gardaí, get social workers involved if need be. She has basically just said, I'm taking our contract of marriage and I'm going to piss on it in front of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And to me, that is total disregard for, not just for her husband, but for her children, for the family that she helped to create.
Okay, listen, thank you for that. Thank you indeed for that, Sean. Lisa, thank you indeed. Good to talk to you. Thanks.
You too, Chris. Thanks.
God bless. Bye-bye.